Hey, everybody. It is Christy with the Social Easel, and I am here to share some exciting news with you guys. So let me know when you are on. We're going to chat for a little bit while I wait for people to get on here. So let me know once you're on. Let me know you can hear me okay. Let me know where you're watching from. Um, I'm so excited to share the big news with you today. So while I'm waiting for you guys to jump on, I'm going to pull up a couple things. Oh, that didn't work. Hang on just a second. Okay, hello. Hey, Sally and Pauline and Nanette and Ginger and Dinah. How's everyone doing today? Some of you I just saw. So we just finished up. If you were a part of it, you already know this, but we just finished up our final painting day in our Among the Wildflowers workshop. So you can see the one behind me over here is the one I just did, and it is still really wet. So I'm going to let that dry, but this is what we just finished up today. So I had about enough time to run to the bathroom and grab a drink and then jump back on here live with you guys. Karen said, long day for you on Facebook. It is. It is. But that's okay. But if my voice starts sounding a little scratchy, that is why. I've been talking for 2 hours already. Does everything sound okay? Thank you, Nanette. I'm so glad you enjoyed the workshop. I'm trying a new speaker, and I haven't used it with my laptop yet. So glad you guys enjoyed the workshop. If we do have any stragglers who didn't get in on the workshop, you can ask for that link and we'll drop it for you. So if you are not caught up, also you can watch the replays. Hey, Helen and June. Hey, Christine. All right. So how many of you, we've had the wait list up for a couple weeks now. Several of you not only did the Among the Wildflowers workshop with me, but we also had the Poppies and Possibilities workshop, so many P's, that we did as well. So this entire spring, we've been focusing on florals. And I have tried to kind of walk you through, giving you ideas of how to find inspiration. That is like the number one question I get from people is, how do you just keep coming up with ideas? So I've shared a lot of those ideas with you on Facebook through those workshops. But this masterclass is going to be taking that to the next level. And that is what I'm excited to share with you today, because it is officially open. No more wait list. You can go ahead and sign up and join me. And this is your chance. I'm going to drop the link in here for you. But this is your chance to go ahead and sign up. If you are watching this and you are a Tribe Sister, please go to our Tribe Sister Facebook group, because both Megan and I, Great Brains Thinking Alike, made a post about the Tribe Sister link to the masterclass this morning. So make sure you click on that link when you decide to sign up. Thank you, Karen. So for those of you that don't know, this has been a crazy, it's been a crazy spring. We've been really, really busy over at the Social Easel. It's been so much fun. But I'm not going to lie, I am worn out. I am flying on pure adrenaline right now. It really has been an amazing, we've done 9 of the 10 days so far in the Among the Wildflowers workshop. And it probably, hands down has been my favorite workshop that I've ever taught. and just the interaction in the group and the growth that I've seen in the group. And it has just got me so excited for this exact moment, because I know from all of you and what I've seen over the last few months of the work that you've been doing. When you commit to it, when you do the work, I say do the do, like you have to actually paint, not just watch videos of me painting. But when you do it, you start seeing progress. And we talk a lot about progress over perfection, right? So it's not about the end product. It's not about the final painting and does it look like Christie's and is it perfect? Two things we shouldn't be chasing after. One, I can paint the exact same painting and same design, and mine won't even look like my original. Okay. So I don't ever want someone to compare theirs to mine. I walk you through step by step how to do that. But what I'm hoping you're starting to see along this journey is that you can start making those choices for yourself, and find freedom in that, and prove to yourself, like I've seen so many of you do, that when you do the work and when you follow the instructions and when you do the homework, you're seeing huge improvements in your artwork and you're seeing a change in your creative journey. And this is the only second time I've offered the masterclass. We did it for the first time last year, and it was a labor of love. It took me months and months and months to put this course together. And it's a passion of mine because I love teaching you guys. When I was younger, I just thought I wanted to paint. And that would have been my dream, was just to be a painter. That was all I wanted to do. And then somewhere along life, I started doubting. Ooh, I almost started crying. I'm not going to cry. I started doubting that could happen. And I had to put my art on hold for several years. After Corey graduated from Arkansas and I quit school to move with him to Dallas. So I didn't finish my art degree when I went initially right out of high school. And then we lived in Texas, and I worked in retail down there. And then by the time we moved back to, or not back, I never lived in Missouri, but he did. By the time we moved to Missouri, I was pregnant with my first daughter, Kylie. And then I was a stay-at-home mom. And then I had Emma. And then I had Sophie. And that entire time, I did different things so that I could continue to be a stay-at-home mom for them. And a lot of that time, I actually sold Arbonne. I don't know if anyone knows what that is. It's still around and it's still amazing. But I did that for 10 years. And I was good at it, but it did not fulfill me. And I just felt like I was missing a huge part of myself. And so at 32 years old, I went back to school, being a mother of 3 and married, and started again. And I wanted to finish my art degree. And this time I was specifically doing it in graphic design, because at that point in time, I thought that was the only logistical way I could make money being a creative. And so I did that, and it was really hard. It was really hard going back to art school full time, being a mom of 3. And Sophie was a baby. I literally went back when she was 9 months old, and it was so many hours, and it was so intense. And but I loved it, right? Like, I mean, to me, that was like my dream. I was getting to go to art school. I was getting to pursue my passion after not doing it for so many years. But then along the way, in that October of one of my semesters, Kylie turned 10. By the way, she is 21 now. And she wanted to do a paint party. I don't know why I'm so emotional, you guys. I guess it's kind of like a full circle moment. Totally did not plan on doing this today. Just give me a second. I laugh because now Kylie doesn't want anything to do with art whatsoever. But when she was little, she wanted her mom to do a paint party for her and her friends, because she knew that I knew how to paint, right? And that was not something I did. And so um, I was like, of course I can do that for you. I can teach a bunch of 10-year-olds how to paint. And in my head, I'm thinking, I don't know if I can teach a bunch of 10-year-olds how to paint, but she believes that her mommy can. So mommy's gonna figure it out, right? And so Corey built me my first 10 easels, the same easel that that painting is sitting on right there. And we had a group of 10 little girls over to our house. It was a drawn on image. It was a peace sign with like fake paint, I mean, like the look of paint dripping down the back of it. And they had so much fun and they loved it. And when the moms came to pick them up, they were like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe you taught the girls how to paint. Like, this is crazy. And one of my friends, Renee, was like my biggest encourager. And she was like, Christy, like, you really need to do this. Like, if you could teach them how to paint, like, you need to like do this as a business. And I was like, okay, Renee, I don't I don't think so. But she actually stayed on me about it. And so that was October. And in November, I was like, okay, fine. I will come up with an idea. I'm going to show you guys. I didn't plan on doing this, but you're going to hear my whole story now. Don't mind me wiping my nose. So it was almost Christmas time. So I had to come up with something fun, with something simple. And I worked really hard on coming up with this design that I thought I could teach my friends. Okay. So this was going to be, I call them guinea pig parties. This was going to be my first attempt at trying to teach adult women how to paint. And I love my friends, but not one of them knew anything about painting. Probably hadn't picked up a paintbrush since they were in elementary school and forced to. But they all agreed to come over. And we had a paint night at my house on those same 10 easels. And I taught them how to do this painting step by step. This is the beginning of the social easel right here. And by, I think, my amazement, by their amazement, they all turned out awesome. And they had so much fun. And Renee was like, okay, now do it. Turn it into a business. And I was like, I don't know how this is going to work. So just like any of you watching right now, it starts with a small, why am I so emotional? It starts with a small little dream. And you don't know what you're capable of until you push yourself. You don't know what you're capable of until you try things that you haven't tried before. And that's the same for all of us. And so I was like, okay, I guess I'll try this, right? And I had no intentions like this, like what the social easel is now, please, like that wasn't even a possibility or a thought in my head. When I started this, I literally was doing it as a side gig, and I was still going to school full time to get my graphic design degree. And lo and behold, I did a couple, like, friends wanted me to do paint parties for their kids, and then I met this boutique owner, and she was like, this would be really cool, would you come and do it in our boutique? And actually, this really is full circle, because then it comes back to the poppies painting. And one of the first paintings that I did was the poppies that I did in the Poppies and Possibilities workshop. And we sold the first one out immediately. 10 people and sold out. And then she was like, we have people already wanting you to come back again, do it again. So I was like, Corey, you got to build me more easels. So I think the next one we had like 16 people. That one sold out, and it kept growing. And long story short, to the point where, I mean, now I have 50 easels, and I went from her boutique of teaching. I did several church groups. I did friends parties. I did everything. And then I took the bold step of being brave enough to like start reaching out to restaurants and figuring out if I could partner with them and do paint nights in the restaurant. And that was what I did. I taught locally for 6 years. I was at the best restaurants in Springfield, sold out paint nights for years, and I loved it. But I'm leaving out a part of the story. When it started taking off the way that it did, I was still in school, and I couldn't do it all. I'm only one person, and I couldn't do it all. I couldn't go to school full time, run this business, be a mom, be a wife. And I told Corey one night, I was like, I can't do it anymore. And I said, something has to give. And I go, I think I'm gonna quit school. And I was only like a year away from getting my degree. And he goes, no, I don't think you need to quit. I don't want you to quit again. And I was like, this isn't the same. This isn't the same as when I quit before and I didn't want to go back because I didn't want to go in Dallas and whatever. Right. And I was like, this isn't me quitting. This is me choosing something else instead. And it doesn't make sense to me to go further into debt with school debt when I'm making money with my paint parties. And I said, I'm quitting. And I'm putting all my eggs in this basket, and this is what we're doing. and the rest is history. And the rest was up to God, because I could have never gotten here on my own. I couldn't have dreamed this. This wasn't even a dream that I thought was even possible. And if you would have told me back then, you're going to teach online someday, I would have been like, that is absolutely terrifying. And no, I'm not. And so, but God had other plans. So long story short, 6 years of painting in person, it got really busy. It got really crazy. My girls got older. I started resenting the paint nights because it was taking me away from my kids. And I was missing volleyball games, and I was just missing their life, right? Like I was missing dinner, because guess what? Paint nights are at night. And people ask me all the time online, why don't you ever teach classes at night? Because I don't have to, because I get to put my family first, and that time is for them or for me and Corey or whatever we choose, right? And there's replays. So, and now we teach women all over the world. So there's no perfect time for anyone, depending on where you're watching me from. But now I've lost my train of thought. But anyways, I started, that's what I was going to say, is I started looking for ways that I could change my business. And maybe if I taught online, then I would have some of my freedom back. Maybe I wouldn't feel so tied to it, and I'd still love what I was doing. It would be different, and it would be scary. And I'd be lying to you if I said it wasn't scary, because absolutely it was. But I had this amazing mentor that, if you've followed me for any length of time at all, you have probably heard me mention him before. But Stu McLaren, with the membership experience, was my business coach. And the reason that I have the best friends that I have right now from the creative world, we all took his course the same year. And, we just got to see him in Vegas last month. And it was a really cool moment, because we were able to say to Stu, like, we've all been best friends for 6 years now. And we were like, that's because of you. And we all have these successful businesses because of you, because we chose to follow him. And he taught us how to basically do what we're doing right now. None of us knew what we were doing. None of us knew how to have an online business and run a membership or do any of those things. We had to take a chance. We had to trust him. I had to sign up for a course, just like I'm going to be talking to you guys about here in just a second. And it was an investment. And this masterclass is an investment in you. If you're watching this right now, and if anything I've said has sunken in with you or sparked something in you, and you have that inkling or that feeling inside that maybe there's something more, I could be doing with my art. You don't have to have the answers. I didn't have the answers. I still don't have the answers. You just have to do the next step, and you just have to keep following God in that process. Hey, Kalita said, no risk, no reward. Yes, amen. And that's really what it's about. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone. It's about taking those chances. It's trusting God. It's trusting yourself. It's knowing that feeling and that urge inside of you to want to do more and hope for more. And there is more. There's more out there that we don't even know yet. And if you're watching this, and I'm not speaking to just people who want to do something business related with art at all. This is not just for people who want to have a business. This masterclass is all about me teaching you the skills and giving you the tools that you need to know so that you can start creating your own artwork. And that may be solely because that is fulfilling to you. It fills you up. And it may be you've been painting with me for a couple years now. Maybe you are a tribe sister. Maybe you're in Painting of the Month Club. Maybe you've done a few workshops with me, but you really want more. And you want to understand art more. You want to understand why I make the choices I do. How did I create all these paintings behind me and the hundreds that I have hanging in my studio? How do I not run out of ideas? That's what this masterclass is all about. It's called Inside the Art Studio, and it's a florals masterclass. And I'm literally bringing you in to my studio virtually and teaching you step by step all the skills that I learned in art school. I have over 6 years of art school experience, multiple teachers, multiple classes, so much information up here in this noggin. And what I really wanted to do and what makes me passionate is I love getting to do paintings with you guys, and I still do. And I love teaching you step by step, and I love you seeing that you can do it. I love seeing you be proud of yourself. But a couple years ago, he put it in my heart that I can do more than that. I can do more than just teach people step by step. I can be your art teacher in a different way. I can be your coach in a different way. I can teach you the same skills that I learned in art school, those same art and design fundamentals, color theory, composition, why I make the choices that I do, how in the world I come up with these ideas. How do I take the inspiration that I do come up with, and how in the world do you get it on canvas? Like, how does all that work, right? That's what this masterclass is all about. And so I would love to share more with you about it. Like I said, we've had the wait list going for a couple weeks now. And if you did the Among the Wildflowers workshop with me, you know that we did a lot of this behind the scenes fundamentals along the way. But I want you to think of this as like your chance to go to art school. If that is something that you've always dreamed of, this is your opportunity to do it. You do not need any experience. Just like any student going into any field that they want to study, there's no prerequisite for this. If you have never painted before, or if you've painted with me for years, you can join this masterclass, because it is literally like me taking you to art school. You are getting a college level course of information. We have 6 modules that are going to be sprinkled out over a 10-week span of time. The masterclass starts on March 31st and it runs through June 2nd, I think, off the top of my head. And so not only are you going to have those modules, all of these are pre-recorded. So they're broken down into like bite-sized pieces of information. So you will have modules, and then within those modules, you will have lessons. And within those lessons, you will have mini sessions. And the reason we have designed it this way was because I don't want it to be overwhelming to anyone who's taking it. I want these to be little bite-sized nuggets of information that you're taking and applying, taking and implementing. Okay, not some big, grand, long thing. You're learning, you're progressing with each session that you take, and they are dropped in order that you need to take them in to understand why we're making the choices that we're making in art. And this is what lights me up. This is what gets me so excited. And I have spent the last week and a half interviewing past members who did this with me last year when we did it for the first time. And their stories are so amazing. And I'm going to be sharing some of them with you today, but they are going to be sprinkled out over the next week or so. We're going to be sharing those interviews live here on the page, and you're going to get to hear from the students themselves, not just from me, not me telling you this is great and why I think it's great for you and that you can do it, but you're going to hear from the women who have done it. And you're going to hear how it changed their lives. And in some of them in ways that I didn't even know until I sat down and talked to them, like in depth about it. And it has just, I mean, it does. It just lights me up in so many ways to see the growth that is happening. And then I see a change in women's lives, and I see the ripple effect of what can happen when we choose to step out in faith. What can happen when we choose to trust and move forward. And if God is nudging us in a direction, that we take that step, not knowing the answer, not knowing what is next, but knowing this is the next step, right? And so you do that. And then the ripple effect of what happens when, like, one of them, Nancy, was just painting with me, and then she did the Masterclass, and she's like, I had art experience years and years ago. Then she didn't paint for 50 years. Nancy didn't paint for 50 years. Nancy, if you're here, you can comment and share this also. But you'll get to hear her full interview next week. But she was like, and then, you know, I did one of your workshops with you, and I painted along with Tribe. But like the thought of like me coming up with my own ideas, like, and like making my own originals, like that wasn't even a thought in my head. Like I couldn't do that. And she's like, your masterclass changed everything for me. And she works full time. She's a real estate agent. She's a busy woman. She still found time for the masterclass because it was important to her and it became a priority for her. And now she's teaching paint parties, and she shares one of her paintings that she came up with that she's doing for one of her paint parties. I believe it's this week. So that's just one example, one story. But I am going to show you guys the actual page and kind of walk through you with it, to really in depthly share everything the masterclass is about and what you can expect in there. Pulling the page up is going to be easier for me to make sure I don't forget to tell you anything as well. And then I'm going to drop the link in here. It's also posted with the description at the top of the video. So you can click on either one of those links and it will take you directly to this page. I'm just reading a comment here. Hang on. Thank you so much, Mary. I appreciate that. And I'm thankful that I do get to share this story with you. And I do give all of the glory to God. And I'll say it all day long. Like I could never, ever be where I was without him. I couldn't have planned this even if I tried. Yeah, I'm just super thankful that this is what I get to do. I get to teach you guys. I get to bring joy. We get to spread that joy to others because that's the ripple effect, right? Like once you start filling yourself back up, put yourself first, do something for you so that you can pour into others. And when you pour into others, that love and that joy, it just is a continual ripple effect. We won't know until we go to heaven how many people's lives we affected by spreading the joy that we do. And what I love is that we all get to do it. This is not limited to a certain amount, certain type of person. Any of us can choose to do that. Any of us can choose to be the light and spread joy. And that's what I hope I do through the social easel. And that's what I hope I then allow you to do when you paint with me. So we are going to pull this up. But this is my baby. I love this masterclass. I love what has flourished from it. But this is for those of you who always dreamed about going to art school, who always wanted to learn how to paint your originals and everything that comes with that. So if you are one of those women who are feeling, frustrated and confused, and there's too many things to follow and it's too complicated, this is for you. This is going to be step by step through the entire process. So it's a comprehensive course for any level. Like I said, I'm bringing you here in the art studio where I'm showing you each step of the way how I create originals and the methods that I use in order to do that. These are 6 modules. Excuse me. That are going to be released to your library. There are not live lessons that you have to be there for. Each module, again, features multiple lessons and sessions inside of it. You will get a PDF downloadable workbook that comes with this, so you can access your classes 24/7, work on it at your own pace. And then we will also have, these are probably the most beneficial part of the masterclass, is these live group Zoom calls on Mondays. And this is your chance to come and we discuss the previous module. They are done a week after a module is released. So you have time to do that module, implement it, and then we can discuss it on these Zoom calls. And then I also use those Zoom calls to give critiques towards the end. When we get to the point of the class where we start creating our own originals, then you are able to submit yours for a critique. And that is like literally having me in the room with you and walking with you through your painting about choices that you're making, instructions on how you can make it a stronger painting. It's really literally like having me as like a one-on-one art teacher with you. Let's see. So like, yeah, I just kind of mentioned this. If you're wondering if this is right for you, if you're tired of just following step-by-step tutorials, you want to build your confidence, you want to find your own unique voice in your art, then this is the right thing for you. And you have no idea what can come from that. It may be just artwork that you hang on your walls that you're proud of. You might be able to gift to friends or sell locally or online. You may end up teaching it to others and doing paint parties. Module 6 is all about ways that you can make money with your artwork. So you might use your art to create products for your small business. You guys, we're so blessed to be in the creative world. It's literally, our possibilities are endless, what we can choose to do with our artwork. We just have to have, the steps to take in order to do so. Renee, if you're driving, you're asking about for Tribe, all that information is in the Tribe Sister Facebook group. So I won't be going over that here since we're on the public page, but just go to the Tribe Sister Facebook group for your special link. So this is, I love, love, love her sunflower pieces. This is Susan. She was one of the students from last year, and this is what she was able to produce from the masterclass. This was her first original. And last year it was 8 weeks. This year I extended it to 10 weeks to give people more time to work through the modules and more time to have me as like your coach, right? More time to have me to ask those questions too, and kind of walk you through it. So, but this was her inspiration. And we talk a lot about that. I teach you how to create your own still lifes to paint from. You can paint from photographs, from ideas on Pinterest. We talk about a lot of different ways, but this is what Susan chose. And then you can see we talk about different styles. There's not just one way to paint. You guys don't have to paint like me. And again, that's what I love about this masterclass. I'm going to show you some more photos of some more of the ladies, and everyone has their own unique style. This is not copying my style. I'm giving you the tools you need that will allow you to find your style. That's what's so exciting about it. But if you look at Susan's, you see this one here was done with paintbrush. This one over here was done with palette knife. She did a watercolor version down here. She has her photographs and color swatches that she's working from. She has her sketches. We talk about like how important it is. Like when you're creating your artwork, I think a lot of people just assume artists just come up with ideas and they just stand in front of a canvas and paint it. And that may happen sometimes. Like sometimes you might just have a great day and you just start putting paint on canvas and it turns into something you love. But I will tell you, probably 95% of the paintings that you see from me that I teach online, those come with a lot of thought process and a lot of planning and a lot of sketching. And there is a process long before we get to actually putting paint to canvas. Okay. And that is what the first 3 modules are all about. This is Marcy. This is her most recent floral. Again, you can kind of see her inspiration pieces and her working in her mixed media pad. Beautiful. Deborah, I absolutely love Deborah's painting, like slightly obsessed with it. Maybe Deborah, I need a print of that. But again, you can see her planning process. You can see her inspiration piece and then her final artwork, which I just think is, I mean, everyone give Deborah a shout out right now. And again, this is her very first original painting. And look how amazing that is. This is what's possible. I love getting to share this with you guys. And then this is Brenda. And again, you'll get to hear from Brenda. I actually think tomorrow my interview with Brenda is going to air, and we talk about her inspiration and her planning and her beautiful painting. And she decided to do what we call impasto style, which is really thick bodied painting. And Brenda and I share a love for impasto style painting with a palette knife. We follow a same artist in Florida where she lives. And it's just fun to get to see her original from that too. So here are the prices. The full price is going to be your best value. So this is going to be the least expensive way to do it is $897. That's a one-time payment. Again, that's a 10-week course with pre-recorded videos, live sessions with me, lifetime access to these course materials. And I'll let the ladies in the comments, I know we have several members, alumni from last year's class in the comments, but you can refer back to these lessons as many times as you want to. And guess what? When you're an artist, you don't ever stop learning. I never stop learning. I am learning all the time still. I learned through doing. I learned from following other artists and being interested in their techniques and what they're doing. And you can come back to these things all the time. So you may be at one stage in your life right now and you're loving one style, but let's say in 6 months from now, you're like, maybe I want to practice more with palette knife, or maybe I need to go back to that color theory class that Christy taught and, you know, figure out what colors I want to use in this next painting. You can go back to this as many times as you want to. We also have, which you're going to hear from multiple ladies, the alumni last year say, the thing that was so beneficial to them was not only having me as their instructor during this, you know, very like intimate, like 8-10 week period of time, but also having the community. And I'll say this community in the masterclass is unlike anything else that I've done online. Because everyone is working on their own individual things, it's even more inspiring because it's not everyone doing the same painting. Everyone has their own inspiration. Everyone is working on their own sketches, their own color palettes, and they're sharing that in the group and they're asking for feedback. So you're getting all of that over this 10-week span of time. So again, the prices are $897 as a one-time payment, broken down into 3 monthly payments of $333 or 9 for $125. So I do want to stop here for just a second and remind you of what you are getting. And I want you to think about if you just went and took one class at a college, one art class, how much that would cost you. Much less if you took a full semester of art school. Guess what? A full semester of art school, you're probably only taking actually like 3 art classes. So you're just scratching the surface of learning that. And I did not raise the price from last year. We kept the price the exact same because I wanted to offer this opportunity to as many people as I could. So for what you're getting and the knowledge that you're going to gain and the tools that you're gaining and what is going to change in your art journey, it is 100% worth this investment in yourself. But we have broken it down into more flexible and more budget-friendly options. It doesn't change what you get, regardless of what option you choose here. In addition to that, you will get an instant bonus when you sign up. When you sign up, you're going to get instant access to Art Fundamentals 101. So if you don't know anything about colors or color theory, you're going to get my tutorial on that. You're going to get basics in acrylic painting. Again, never picked up a paintbrush before? That's okay. This shows you every brush stroke, how to use palette knife, literally the basics in acrylic painting. And then you're going to get this florals bundle. All three of these florals that you see here on the screen. This is Jar Full of Sunshine, my water lilies from last year, and my spring blossoms. All of these were created from a photograph. And inside those lessons, you're literally getting to see me model how I took a photograph and turned it into a painting. These are just the bonuses. You get this immediately when you sign up, and you have instant access to it. So you could literally start today on this. And then our modules go live on March 31st. I'm scrolling past myself. So now we're going to talk about like what are those different modules that I'm going to be teaching. Again, we've kind of briefly touched on it through the last 2 workshops that I've done, the poppies ones and the Among the Wildflowers, but we're taking this to the next level inside the masterclass. In module 1, we're talking about gathering inspiration, all the different ways that I do that. I show you how to build your still life. I talk to you about lighting. I talk to you about how to take photographs so that you can paint things from different angles and find what's interesting. Then we talk about how to prep those things and get them ready to paint. In module 2, we are going to talk about fundamentals and foundations in art and design. This is module 2 is a critical part of learning how to create your own artwork. Without understanding the elements of art, you're only going to be able to go so far. And what a lot of people found, women who have painted for a long time, even them, when they took module 2, oh my gosh, you guys, I can't talk, module 2, they were like, I did things and I wasn't even sure that's why I was doing it. And now it makes sense. Like I was doing it, like their brains automatically kind of trained that way of looking towards those elements of art. And then in module 3, we go over color theory and color mixing. Okay, how many of you, I'm going to ask this question because I know there's a lot. How many of you are one of those people, and I'm not saying this in any shame, no shame in this, but you want to know exactly what color I'm using. You want to know exactly what brand it is. And if you can't get the right color or the right brand, then you feel like you can't do the painting. So raise your hand if that's ever been you. You can comment, do whatever you want. But I get that all the time, like literally in every single painting that I teach online. People are so stressed about whether they have, the right tube of paint. What if they have craft paint instead of, heavy bodied acrylic? Does it make a difference? What if I don't have that exact color? You're not going to worry about that anymore after you get through module 3. And I was talking to Pauline the other day, and she's like, it's funny now that I know how to mix colors, and now that I know what works together on the color wheel, what doesn't, why you mix certain things together, why you don't. She's like, I have so many bottles of paint I don't use. Okay, you guys have probably seen my, somewhat little famous wall of paint over here that everyone loves in my studio. I barely go to that wall. I barely ever go to that wall. I love it. It's pretty. And I think we all just love looking at bottles of paint colors. But most of the time I mix. Like 90% of the colors that I use in my artwork, I mix. And you're going to be able to do the same thing when you finish module 3 in this class. Module 4 is all about finding your painting style. Again, I don't believe there is one way to do art. There are so many ways to do art, and I share those with you. And this module is all about experimenting, stepping out of your comfort zone, trying new things, trying new techniques, and not being afraid. It's just paint. You can paint over it if you don't like it. And we're doing this work, everything up until module 4. All of this is on a mixed media pad. We're not even painting on canvas yet. You're building the foundation so that by the time you get to the point of creating your own original, you're going to feel confident in making those choices, confident in your color choices, confident in your brush strokes or your palette knife work. confident in what style you want to go in because you feel drawn to it. Like you're going to learn those things. So this is investing time in yourself, but also being willing to step out of your comfort zone and push yourself further. Lori said that used to be me. Now I just go with the flow and I'm not afraid to mix what I want. And this did used to be Lori. I used to tease her all the time and I'm like, it's fine. Just get another blue. And I know it drives people crazy when I say that. I'm like, just get another blue. It's fine. And they're like, no, I want the exact color that you used, brand, name of the color. But that's okay. We all learn as we go, right? Awesome, Sandra. Yes, this is, I'm glad you mentioned that. She said, I ordered your social easel deco art set. Looking forward to mixing. When you order that set, it comes with a free mixing guide. So I literally, just with buying my set of paint, you can mix hundreds of colors from that set of paint. Okay. Then module 5 is the big week. We start. It doesn't mean you're on a deadline, but this is when people start putting their ideas on to canvas. And again, I'm right there with you through that process, helping you along the way, helping you feel comfortable in your decision. And this is where you start painting your own original. And then in module 6, we talk about how you can make income from your art. Okay, so I want to bring this up. I still see posts like this sometimes on Facebook or Instagram, and it drives me crazy. We are past the point of saying artists are poor. Okay, that is not true. Artists do not have to be poor. It is not like it was hundreds of years ago. We have the internet now. We have so many ways to make money with our artwork, whether you want to teach with it, whether you want to put it on product, whether you want to just sell your one-offs, whether you want to take custom orders. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on and on of all the different ways we can make money with our artwork. So module 6 is all about that. And I give you inside that module, if you are interested in doing paint parties someday, and that sounds like something you want to do, I go through every step of how I built my business and how I built a successful paint party business and the things that I did that helped me grow the way that I did. We talk about all those things inside of module 6. Mary said, can you drop the link for us to be able to buy the collection of paint from Deco Art? Let me see if I can grab that really quickly. Oh, wait, I have an idea. This will be faster. If you want the Deco Art set, hang on, I have to find the right, here we go. You can text Deco Art to this text. Text it, don't put it in the comments. 2 different things. Actually text on your phone. Text 417-217-7044. And all you have to do, you don't have to write a sentence, just type the keyword Deco Art and it will send you a direct link to my Deco Art set. So I'm going to leave that up for just a second. And then I'm going to make this big again. So Lori is here in the comments too, but Lori, I'm just going to share, just a little bit of your story. So Lori's a retired kindergarten teacher and she started painting with me a couple years ago and then joined the Masterclass last year. And she said, when you come to this page, by the way, you can click and see a little clip of her interview, but she said the greatest part was realizing I was applying all the concepts being taught as I created the original. And I can still remember when Lori submitted this, this is her first original, when she submitted it for critique from me, and I started kind of going through things that she could do, which she has done in the piece. And she was like, I knew it. I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. And it was like she had learned. She just needed that, that extra boost of confidence, like you're on the right path. You knew what I was going to tell you to do. You knew I was going to say you could stretch it further. You could add more value changes in that. You could go a little darker here, a little lighter here. Pay attention to your lines, pay attention to overlapping, like all those things that we talk about. And she applied that to her painting. So it's just so fun to see what the ladies have learned in here. So this is going to be kind of what the class schedule looks like. Week 1, module 1 is released. Week 2, April 7th Module 2 is released, and we will be doing our live Zoom call over Module 1. Week 3, kind of the same pattern, right? Week 4, same thing. Week 5, week 4 is not the same thing. Week 4 is you get through modules 1 through 3, okay? Your first 3 weeks of the course, and then you have implementation week. And this is like, call it a catch-up week. This is your chance to slow down, take some extra time, work through those lessons. And I really encourage you to do so. If you're going to take this course, put both feet in, jump both feet in and commit to it. But this is your chance to get through the homework and everything that we did in weeks 1 through 3. Week 5, we will be doing finding your painting style. That module will be released. And I will also be releasing 4 new hands-on painting lessons with this module. This is new for the 2025 version. And it's like very similar to the bonuses that you're getting, like the spring blossoms, a jar full of sunshine. I'm going to create 4 new floral paintings from different ways, different techniques, and show you step by step how I'm coming up with that inspiration, getting it on canvas, and then creating a painting from that. Week 6, you will be actually creating your first original. And then actually for 2 weeks, we purposely put in another implementation week in here because we don't expect you to just get it done immediately, right? And I don't want anyone rushing through anything. So you have 2 weeks to work on that. Honestly, more, but we just give you that extra week, no extra homework. Don't you love those weeks in school when there was no extra homework? So this is like you going to school with me. The week 8 is where module 6 is released to talk to you about all the different ways you can make income. And then week 9, we are going to be doing our Zoom call. I'll be doing critiques on that call as well. And then week 10 is our graduation and celebration week. And you will get a certificate of completion. You will graduate from art school with me. And you will get a certificate that you get to proudly hang in your room as well. Someone was asking the Zoom. So right here, the Zoom calls are scheduled for 3 p.m. Central. And again, the reason we chose that time is because we do have a lot of international students. So, and we had some last year too. And we moved it to 3 because if you look at all the time zones across the entire world, 3 is the most manageable time for most people to be able to jump on. Of course, these are recorded. You can go back and review them if you can't make them live, but we would love to have you be on the Zoom calls because I know how much you will gain from them. Let me read Darlene's question really quick. Darlene, this is not Tribe. So Tribe has nothing to do with the masterclass. They are 2 separate things. So what we're talking about today is only the masterclass. And you don't lose access to anything. You have lifetime access to all of this. So these are some more of the ladies. I'm just going to leave it here for just a second so that you can see some of these different pieces. I know if you're on your phone, it's probably really small, but go back, and when you're pulling up the page, you can zoom in on these. You can read some of these stories from the ladies, but I love just showing the variety. Look at all the different types of paintings. Again, people were doing from photos, from still lifes, from inspiration on Pinterest, combining a whole bunch of ideas, and then working through sketches to come up with their own design. There's so many different ways that you can create artwork. So I love getting to share all of those. These are all drop downs. I'm not going to go through each one of them, but this is going to further explain what you can expect inside each week. And this is Debbie. You can see her beautiful final piece and some of her work. She said, I thought I had narrowed down my choices for my floral arrangements, but something wasn't sitting right with me. So I did some thumbnails and finally narrowed it down to what I liked. I painted my 2 ideas in acrylics, watercolor, and then impasto. Now I feel like I'm on the right path. So I love seeing her work and her progress here. This is how we come up with ideas. This is how you test out what colors are going to work well together. And this is Miss Susan. She did amazing and painted with me for the first time last year with our water lilies. She says, my masterclass art journey with Christy was painting my first original 16 by 20 canvas, largest canvas she'd ever worked with. Module 5, trust yourself, she says. I took the jump. I love this, Susan. Be in a good mood and say a prayer, she says. I did. Step away and take photos, she says. I did. Share it with the group, she says. Nervously, I did. Messy middle, I stumbled, pushed through, she says. I did. Ooh, that's going to make me cry. She said, I loved the whole process, and just to see the outcome was sheer pleasure. I honestly surprised myself. I never thought it could happen, but in my element of just seeing what one can do when you put your mind to something. So I love that. And then that's Susan's final piece that you see there. The super, super cool flowers. So again, this is just a quick overview, kind of a snapshot. 6 modules over the span of 10 weeks, over 125 individual lessons within those modules, 8 weekly Zoom calls with me and members, a private community where you're going to get to share your artwork, spend time with the members there, lifetime access to all course material, and a private online library that you can access this 24/7. The modules begin. This class starts on March 31st, and you need a few hours a week to devote to this. It's March 31st through June 2nd. Again, though, you have lifetime access. This will be the end of like my one-on-one style of coaching with you. So I do encourage you, if you can, to set aside, even if you're busy, even if you're taking trips, I am too, still setting aside that time to devote to yourself and to something that you're passionate about and that you want to do. Okay, so let's camp out here for just a little bit. I'm going to check and see if I've missed any questions. Hey, Miss Susan, you are here. Sorry I make you cry every time. That's just part of painting with me, you know? I'm a crier. But good tears, right? Like I love it because I get excited about it and I'm passionate about it. And I love seeing the success of my students. Sorry, Christy said how many hours would be a good calculation? I would say, and maybe, again, this is me assuming that maybe Lori, Susan, Pauline, those of you who are here, you may be able to answer that better, to how many hours a week you felt like homework was. I would say between, I don't know, 4 to 8 hours a week. I mean, it really depends on how long it takes you to get through. Not all the lessons are like a lot of homework. Some of it is just like understanding a concept, right? And again, these are like mini, like some of the videos are like 3 and 5 minutes. They're not like, this is not like taking, 21-hour tutorials with me. It's not that. It's color mixing. It's, like I said, learning the elements and different things. So that would be my guesstimate. But I want to talk about like who this is for. And then I want to talk about the transformation that you can see when you join the masterclass, just like the women who are watching this with you today, who are alumni, who did it. You've seen what they've done. They were feeling the exact same way that you might be feeling right now, right? If you're feeling unsure of what is missing in your work, unsure of what your next step should be, and you dream about painting florals, but you don't know where to start, and you love creating, doesn't sound like anyone, but you struggle with doubt and perfectionism, second guessing every brush stroke that you make. If that sounds like you, this is for you. And I've been there. Again, you don't just arrive to this point. I have been painting most of my life. And I'm going to quickly tell this story. And some of you have heard it before, but when I waited years to take painting, to get to do that in college. And when I did, I got a C in my painting class. And you might as well have given me an F. First of all, I was a straight A student. I had a 4.0 in high school, and I did not get bad grades. And then to take the one class that I literally waited my whole 19 years of life for, and then to get a C in the class, and him basically telling me I wasn't good enough. Devastating to me. So I've been through those darker times, and that doubt and that self-worth and all of those things. I've continued to have those thoughts sometimes. And I'll tell you this, comparison is the thief of joy. Do not compare yourself to others. Do not compare yourself to their journey compared to your journey. I mean, look at all the creative friends that I have. I could easily be jealous of some of them, but I'm not. I'm happy for them and their path, and we celebrate that, and they celebrate mine. And, I would love for this art teacher who gave me that C and told me I wasn't good enough, I would love for him to see me now and see the impact that I've had through continuing to pour myself into my art and continuing to follow what I felt like was God's path for me. That was just his opinion. So if someone's ever hurt you in that way, if someone's told you you're not good enough, don't believe them. Like, this is your chance. The best revenge is success. The best revenge is proving them wrong. They doubted you. Show them what you're made of, right? And that was the mentality that I had. I mean, don't get me wrong. It absolutely crushed me when it happened, but I got over it and I moved past it. And yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. You can get past this, and you can grow, and you can experience this kind of growth that we're talking about here in the masterclass. So by the time you finish this masterclass, here are some of the things that are going to shift. You're going to stop doubting your abilities. You're going to have confidence in your skills. You're not going to have hesitation. You're going to know exactly how to bring your floral paintings to life. You're going to stop overthinking every brushstroke. You're going to start gaining creative freedom, and you're not going to have that self-doubt. You're going to understand there are steps. There's a process. You hear me say it all the time. Trust the process. Enjoy the journey. You start understanding that those are the essential parts of the creative process. And that is what allows you to make those bold choices. That's what allows you to paint with joy instead of fear, right? And you're going to stop feeling like you have to copy others. You don't have to copy. And again, I want to say there's nothing wrong with that. I still love teaching you guys step-by-step tutorials. But if you crave more than that, this is your opportunity to have more than that. You're going to move past step-by-step tutorials, and you're going to learn how to develop your own unique style in your pieces. And you're not going to feel lost and alone, because you're not doing this alone. You're going to have support and guidance through the entire 10-week experience. And then that Facebook group, that community, that stays there. That's not going anywhere. You can still go back to the masterclass months later to share your progress. If you're stuck in the same place and you just feel like you don't know what to do, you don't know what's next, like you want to paint, but like you don't know what to do. You feel uninspired. This is going to give you that breakthrough. You're going to go from feeling hesitant and uncertain to feeling confident and inspired. And out of all the interviews I did last week, that was the overall theme of what I heard from the ladies again and again was like, I couldn't believe how much confidence I built in this course. And that is what I want all of you to be able to experience. This is Nancy. I was telling her story earlier. You'll hear a little about it here. These again are the bonuses that you'll get. This is a quick clip of an interview with Cheryl. And then this goes more in depth. Again, I'm not going to go over all of this, but when you go to the link, you'll get to review all of this for yourself. Doors are only open until March 21st. So open today, that runs until next Friday. So you have from today until next Friday, and then we close doors to the masterclass because we start on the 31st. So you have about a week to like think things over, figure out what you want to do, figure out if you want to, join this masterclass. It'll be the only time that it is offered in 2025. So this isn't like, this is obviously not the same as like doing a quick workshop with me. I usually do like 3-5 day workshops, or, the longer ones like the Among the Wildflowers I just did. This is a completely separate thing from that. Let's see. Anything else I was going to share with you guys? Here's Miss Pauline finishing hers. Pauline, you see what I did there? I put your finished original with the folds in the fabric on your final on your final picture here. And again, what is she saying? Each step developed confidence, where she was able to create her original. And I believe there's some more photos here of some of the ladies. You can see these beautiful pieces that they've created a little closer up. Miss Bonnie's, look at her beautiful sunflowers. So pretty. And then these are some close up of the ones we showed that were a little bit smaller too. So that's your overview of what I want to share with you. And what you can expect inside the masterclass. If you guys have any questions for me, I will answer those now. So I'm able to like jump back over here in the comments. I'm going to take a few sips of water, give you guys a chance to type out any questions if you have them. Hey, Margaret said she just completed her poppies. Awesome. Yes, post in the group when you are done. We cannot wait to see. Yes, Cheryl said, I'm excited. Why is that not showing? I'm excited about being a part of the second masterclass. I encourage everyone to join me this year. So some of the alumni, they're coming back for a second time. If that tells you anything, they got so much out of it the first time, they're doing it again. Because here's the thing, like I said, as an artist, you never quit learning. They're going to now be building on the skill that they already built last year. And they're going to continue to build on that in this cohort of the 2025 Masterclass. So they're going to take all that knowledge. They're going to be building on top of that, joining us again, and getting to join in those sessions and a new group of ladies. Yes, do you like my cup? War Eagle. So my middle, there's Obby the tiger, the cutest mascot ever. My middle daughter, Emma, in case you missed it, committed to Auburn and is going there in the fall, and we are so excited. And I just happen to have this orange cup since I thought she was going to go to Tennessee. Worked out, thank God. Auburn has the same color, so I slapped some Auburn stickers on here. Thank you so much, Susan. She said, not only worth every penny, but worth having Christy as your teacher. I appreciate that, but I love getting to teach you guys. Teresa said, are we going to be doing flowers or anything? So this is a florals masterclass. So I'm using that as the subject matter. If you want to paint something different, you can, but I will not be going over any specific skills on, like, let's say painting an animal. I'm not going to be talking about painting an animal. These are pre-recorded modules that you will have access to. But that being said, if you want to paint a landscape or paint an animal, the skills that you're learning in modules 1 through 4 will be able to guide you and give you the confidence to be able to do that. The same steps I take to create a floral painting are the same ones that I take to create that chapel or the peacock, right? Different subject matter, but I chose florals because I wanted to keep it. One, it's my favorite subject matter to paint. I could paint flowers all day long, every day. And there's so many different ways you can paint them. I didn't want to overcrowd the masterclass with so many different options that it kind of watered it down. So totally up to you what you choose to do as your original. Again, that will come in the first week. So your first week is all about you starting to find inspiration, and you hone it down to, I think it was like 3 to 5 ideas. And then from those like 3 to 5 ideas, then you work on some thumbnails and you hone it down even more until you come up with what your idea is that you want to take to Canvas. Pauline and Lori both did it last year. They're like, I'm already considering what my original is going to be this year for class. I love it. Lori says she's sitting and sketching as she listens to this. Christine said, will these modules be on our Tribe Sister page or a separate? So it is not related to Tribe at all, Christine. This is completely separate. As a Tribe Sister, you get a discounted rate on it, but it doesn't have anything to do with Tribe. So the Masterclass stands on its own. So we have a member library where Tribe is, Painting of the Month Club is, and the Masterclass is. So you will log in to the membership website, and then there will be a separate product that says Florals Masterclass, and that's where your lessons will be. So nothing will go anywhere having to do with the Tribe Sister Facebook group or the Tribe Sister member area. It's all completely separate. Hey, Miss Michelle. Michelle was one of our students from last year too. Michelle, I think you're in the UK. I believe I'm correct in saying, if I remember correctly. And she did such a fabulous job. Hers was, I could probably pull it back up, but hers was the ones with I think they were like daisies out of the clear vase. So I'm glad you're coming back and joining us this year as well. I'm excited to see so many of the ladies come back and join us. We have so many alumni coming back, and I am excited to see all of you newcomers come and join us too. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you for letting me cry my way through my story that I didn't even plan on telling. But I do think it's kind of important to remember. I think sometimes when people watch others on social media, and especially if you have like a business like mine, it may seem like I've always had it all figured out. And that's a big fat lie. I started from nothing, just like most people do, and continued to work hard and build what the Social Easel is today. And I couldn't be more proud of what it has turned into. I had no idea when I started. I thought I was just doing paint nights. And I loved doing those, but it has turned into so much more than that. And it has turned into community and fellowship. And like I said, just the ripple effect of what we're able to do when we step out of our comfort zone. So thanks for letting me share my story. Carolyn said, so she's asking how often I do the course. So I only offer it once a year. And I may not even offer it next year. It may be something different. But this is the only time that you can sign up to do it. Again, you have lifetime access to it. Now, I would encourage those of you who do sign up to try to be a part of it as much as you can. It starts on March 31st. But if you really want the education and you want access to that, you only have until the 21st to sign up for it, and then you can take it at your pace. And she says, I'm a beginner and have absolutely loved learning from you, but I can't join at this time. So yeah, to answer your question, no, you can't join in 6 months from now. You would have to join now and then take it when the time is right for you. So you could sign up for it now. And if you can't get to that material until 6 months from now, then it will be there waiting for you, as well as the recordings to the Zooms. Darlene, your Facebook profile name is your Darlene Churchill. So you just type that in. So the reason we ask for that is because we have a lot of people sign up for our workshops. And then when we go to add them to the Facebook group, we verify their name and their email address to their purchase. Well, then people sometimes have crazy names on Facebook that don't match their real name, or it's like a couple's name, or it's their husband's name, or, like so that's your profile name. We just want to match it to your real name and your email, so we know we have the right people in the group. Dinah said, do you ever do paint parties now? I don't in the same realm that I did. I do have a retreat coming up. Actually, today's the last day to sign up for that. If you guys have ever wanted to paint with me in person, those opportunities are very few and far between. But we do have a couple studio retreats where you do get to literally come into this studio with me and paint with me right on the other side of this computer. So our first one, we do still have, I think we have 8 spots left for the one in March. It's March 27th and 28th. I will throw that link up here really quick. Um, so, but otherwise, no, I don't do regular paint parties. That's not where I'm wanting it. And there may be a day and time where I do a big, huge retreat again, but that is nowhere on my radar right now because we have a very busy household. I'm going to have 2 daughters in college. Sophie's going to be in high school next year, which just makes me want to cry all day long. So our life is actually getting busier, not less busy at this point in time. So it's a stage in life that I'm in right now. So we're doing small, intimate gatherings instead of the big, massive ones that take months and months and a lot of stress to plan. Thank you, Mary. Nancy said, so she'll be away May 3rd through the 6th. So yeah, like again, this is obviously you don't have to like be at home for 10 weeks and you can't go anywhere or do anything. These are not live recordings. This is not like this, right? These are pre-recorded lessons that are given to you on the Monday of each one of those weeks. So they're dropped on Monday in your library. It's up to you to go to your library, log in, watch those videos. None of these are live. It's all in your library. The only live aspect of this is the Zoom calls that are on those following Mondays. Okay, so there's 8 of those over that time, and you're not required to be at those. We'd love for you to be, but you're not required to be at them. So Nancy, to answer your question, you could definitely people are going to be vacationing, have trips, all that kind of stuff. I'll actually be gone part of that time too. So let's see. Dinah said, will you have a master class next year? I don't know yet. We're going to see. I don't like to limit myself because I don't know what possibilities are going to be put in front of me. I don't know what I want to do in 2026. I don't know where my girls are going to be in 2026. So there's lots of variables on that, but I don't have anything planned as of right now. Awesome. Nancy said she's teaching a paint party next month for a nonprofit. That's perfect. That's exactly what I'm talking about with the ripple effect, how you can use your love for art and do good and spread joy through doing that. So I am going to go ahead and shut it down now. If you guys missed anything, if you came in late, as soon as I end this live stream, you'll be able to go back and watch the replay either on YouTube or just go back on the Social Easel Facebook page and go to videos and you'll see the replay there. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I'm excited about the masterclass. I'm excited to have you guys all in it. For those of you that did the Among the Wildflowers workshop with me, we'll be live tomorrow at 2 for our final Q&A. I'll be answering any questions that you have there. What else do I want to tell you? If you need to, I'm going to throw this up really quick. If you are needing any of supplies that come from me in my shop, this is the last day to get your orders in because I was just talking about Emma going to college in the fall. Well, it's spring break here starting Friday, and her senior trip is going to Jamaica. So I'm taking the girls to Jamaica, and we'll be out of the studio for the next week. So Emma and I are the ones who ship all your orders. So today is the last day to get any orders in from my Shopify store. And then we will not resume shipping orders out until the 24th of March once we're back home and back into the studio. So I think that was the last thing I wanted to share with you guys. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.